Hello, welcome back to another edition of SC Classics. As you can see, gimbal's following me. We got Nora back on the ramp. Even though at the end of the last video I said I'd be getting the red Escort on the ramp to be doing some work on that, having a break on Nora. Well, it's now Thursday. I had the red Escort on the ramp. The plan was to trial fit the engine and gearbox. I'm not telling you what the engine is just yet. But then Bank Holiday Monday, the owner messaged me and made the decision that he's now having a sequential gearbox instead of a straight cut. Full brand new sequential with gear indicator, new clutch, new flywheel, all kinds, flat shift, the lot. So it's going to be an impressive bit of kit. So obviously it was pointless me trial fitting the engine and gearbox, because we're going to be swapping it. What I did do, I recorded it, but I don't think I'll be showing it in this video. I started building up the brake kit for the front for it. It's got a AP 5000 plus brake kit, 305mm discs and alley bells, rotors, the works. Brand new Bilstein coilover strut legs with gusseted heavy duty steering arms and radial mount calipers, proper bit of kit. So I started building them up and trial fitting everything up, making sure they work. I'm just waiting on some inserts and then I can get them on the car. Anyway, that's that car. We're on Nora. Good news is I put a post out on Facebook looking for some 9-inch RS2000 backplates, and a guy going to touch me, I forget his name now. I know his YouTube handle is Slim Shady, I forget the rest of it, but anyway, thank you. The backplates turned up today in better condition than I thought he was, so I give him a quick shot blast in the blast cabinet, etch primed, painted. So in this video I'm going to strip the back end down again, get the right backplates on there, get all the brakes built, and hopefully get a handbrake on there as well, see how far we get. So here's our 9-inch backplates. Some pitting on them, but generally they're in good condition. You still read the part number on them. Never seen that before. Far better than I was expecting, so I'm made up with them. Like I say, quick blast over, etch prime, paint satin black, job done. There's the strut casings and brake kit, hubs and set up for the red Escort. Pretty impressive bit of kit. So yeah, I'm going to get these on the car. Get the, if you haven't seen the previous video, the car had been fitted with Capri back plates, hence why nothing fitted properly. So we're going to get these swapped. New cylinders, new shoes, new shoe fitting kit, brand new drums. Hopefully I can get it all together today. Shouldn't be any more problems. Also, the power of YouTube. In one of the videos on Nora, I said I was missing these things. So these go on top of the lowering blocks and locate the axle so there's no movement. And I was missing them. The lowering blocks are on the car and the long U-bolts, but these were missing. So you can't just buy these, as far as I'm aware, you can't just buy these. You have to buy a full lowering block kit for 55 quid just for these. Now, a guy I know, Dean, was watching the video and he'd chucked a set in his van and took him over to GS today and was planning on coming over here, but I just happened to go to GS and meet him and I got these. So now it saved me going out buying a full lowering block set for 2 little spaces. So that's another job I can get done now. I can get all the spring pads and spring cups, these things and the bump stops all in place, and finally get the back axle torqued down. So I'm going to concentrate on the back axle now. So if you haven't watched the previous video, this is my problem. That's the drum all the way on. As you can see, I've got a huge gap here. I think in some places you can actually see the shoes. And that's because these are RS2000, all the brakes are RS2000, but the back plates are Capri and the spacing is slightly different. The Capri has a much deeper rear drum and bigger shoes, hence why things aren't lining up, not working. So I'm going to get them swapped. These are brand new drums, so what I'm going to do while they're off is degrease them, give them a clean up, and give them a coat of heat-proof black, just to protect them, make them last a bit longer. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it now. Yeah, need two hands to get that off there. So I just whipped the passenger side back plate off because the only thing I'd fitted on this was the brake cylinder. I built up the driver's side completely to find there was a problem. So the passenger side was just back plate, cylinder, half shaft. Popped it all off, and now that they're side by side, it's quite noticeable the difference. That's the problem right there. That sensor's deeper than the Escort one, hence why it's throwing everything off. When you've got them side by side, it's quite obvious, but when you've just got them on the car, also as well, the recess here for the brake cylinder, the Escort one doesn't have it, so hence why it's throwing everything off. But without having the two side by side, it's pretty hard to know. Oh yeah, quite noticeably different. Oh well, never mind, problem solved. Let's get them built up and get them on. So you have it, one side built up. I always try and, I find it works easier leaving a half shaft out. You're not trying to work around the half shaft if you can. I'm quite lucky this axle's not had the oil in it yet, so pulling the half shaft out isn't a problem. I always back the adjuster right off as well, and then just before I use the handbrake, just pump the foot brake, get the cylinder to push out and self-adjust. In theory, if it works. That's one side down. That's the passenger side done. I'm just gonna slide the half shaft in, back into there, pull the two bolts out, put the half shaft in proper, line it up, tighten it up, and then I can paint the drum and fit it. And that's the side. Oh no, it's not done. I've got to put the gaiters on the back and the little brake stops, and that's one side done. Already I've noticed this was touching on the back plate on the other side. I'll show you. See when it scratched it? I've never come across that before, and it's because it was the wrong back plate. Should have known. I should have known. But it was Graham at GS Classic Fords, credit where it's due. He spotted it. Well, he didn't spot it. I took the shoes and the drums over to him, and he said, has it got Capri back plates? I don't know. So he bought me a back plate and we checked it, and he was right. So credit where it's due. Right now, get the half shaft in and get the drum painted and on. So that's one side complete. Bit of lost words. Satin black engine paint, aerosol. I don't like hand paint. Just looks a bit neat with aerosol, as you can see. They're sitting nice up against the drums, against the back plates now. They're turning. Can't turn it because there's an LSD. Back end's finished too. Gaiters on. Brake stops on. Original brake stop cleaned up. All new zincs and bolts and stuff. Make sure you put spring washers on there. You don't want your bolts backing out. Yep, that's one side finished. So now I've got to strip down this side. Get the 2.8 back plate off. Same again. And that's the driver's side completed too. Gator on the back, all brake lines are in, new hardware, locking washers, gaiters, new, well it's not new, that's an original one cleaned up. Brake stop. Well done. Something I've realised as well is that this brake stop was missing in the pin. So I went in my little collection and found one in there. And every one of these I pick up second hand is always painted black. So I'm assuming the axle was built and painted as one. I may be wrong, but why would every one of these be black? just can't be coincidence. The nylon, you still see some of the black paint on it there, I can't get it off. Every one of them is black, and the only piece that isn't is the face that's jammed up against the back plate. So all these concourse cars that have got these cleaned up and perfectly yellow or white or whatever, I think they're wrong. I might be wrong myself. It's just too much of a coincidence though. Anyway, that's the boring stuff done. And so I didn't bother filming any of that, but the next job I did after the brakes was the spring insulators and lowering blocks, bump stops, all torqued up. Same on the other side, another job ticked off. Thanks to Dean. Thank you, Dean. Bailed me out there. Well, didn't really bail me out, but saved the customer about 50 quid. So yeah, another job ticked off, back brakes are done. I can't finish the back brakes, as in the handbrake rod and cable, because one, the handbrake rod wants blasting and painting. It's 10 o'clock at night, I can't be asked. Sorry, excuse me, I can't be bothered firing up the compressor. I swore there. Anyway, can't be bothered firing up the compressor and blasting the handbrake rod. I've got a new handbrake cable to go on, I've got all the pins, and the other problem is I've just gone through the boxes and realised I haven't actually got a handbrake handle. I've got the gaiter and it's around, but no handle, so I have to pick one of them up. So the handbrake will have to hold fire for the time being, but I managed to get the axle located. Quite happy with that. If anyone wants to know as well, because I'm sure people will ask the question, that's the paint used on the drums. I've used it on engine blocks, heads, and it's really good stuff. Covers well. Doesn't really react much as long as you give it a good degrease first. Yep, that's the stuff for eBay. I think it's about 11 quid a can. It's worth every penny. Hello, welcome back. It's Saturday morning. When I last spoke, it was Christ, what's going on here? Got a hat on. This is the last video. In the last video, it was Thursday night. I was assembling all the rear brakes. It's now Saturday morning because I wasn't in work yesterday. I had to have a day off. I think in the last video, I'd got up to the part where I needed to fit the handbrake handle, handbrake cable, rod, and realised I didn't actually have a handbrake handle at the time, and a handbrake rod needed blasting and painting. So I sourced the handbrake handle, blasted them both because it was a little bit crusty in places, primed them, painted them, so I'm going to get them fitted this morning. Right, so there we have it. Got a second-hand handbrake handle, blasted and painted. Got all the pins for the handbrake, so you got one for the handbrake and one for both levers. We've got a brand new cable and a blasted, primed and painted handbrake rod. Also got the surround. I've blasted this. Actually, need to blast it underneath, but anyway, yeah, blasted. That needs priming and painting. Handbrake handle wants to clean up, and then that can go on. And the gaiter needs to clean up too, and that can go back on. So I'm going to get all these in now and get the handbrake working. There we have it. Pretty straightforward. 2M8 bolts, spring washers and normal washers, just so it doesn't work loose. They said I've still got the gaiter to go on and the handle, but I'm not overly concerned on that for the time being. Let's just get it functioning. That was pretty straightforward. So handbrake cable in. Where are we? Where's my little pin? There we go. So you look up here. You get your little pin. Can be a bit of a pain when you've got a prop shaft in. So pin and cables in. Obviously you've got your cable adjuster here, and then if you go around the back, you got your handbrake rod with another pin into the lever, and then over this side, cable goes through the handbrake rod and into this rear lever. That's it. We now have a functioning handbrake. I'm not concerning myself too much with adjustment just yet. Obviously it should be about 3 clicks on the handbrake to make it MOT compliant. I think it's no more than 3 for MOT compliancy. But at the minute I'm not concerning myself because I want to get all the brakes bled up and get all the adjusters, the self-adjusters working on the foot brake, and then just the handbrake up to suit. Yeah, finally I've got rear brakes working. Only thing left to do is I spoke to Pass Parts about the servo. They've received it now, so they're going to look at that early next week. See what's involved, see if it's repairable or not. Fingers crossed they can salvage something of it, get that back, and then the master cylinder can go back on, and I can bleed the full brake system, because that is everything in now, all the pipes, cables, everything. So I'm hoping soon to be able to bleed the brakes up and get all them finished. But for the time. Well, welcome back to SC Classics. It's Monday night. You can see I've got cars masked up in the background. Been doing a bit of paint work on Nora, just repainting the black on the back panel because it had been painted a bit too low, so the pinstripes would be in the wrong place. I think it should be about 15-16 mil from the trim line. This was about 20, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it does throw. When you look at the back of the car, the black should come off the bottom of the boot lid, and this was way lower, so it looked funny from the back. And then also your pinstripe, your top pinstripe comes off the top edge of the black. Can't remember, I'll have to check on that. So what it does is not only throws off the boot lid at the back, it looks funny, but it also throws off your pinstripe on the full car. So I had to rectify it. So I had to flat down the edges this morning, put a bit of primer on, and then painted it in 2K satin black. That's all dry now. I also I thought I'd fit rear bumper, because now that the back panel's painted I can. And then I found out when they'd painted the rear bumper, they'd put some funny tech screws or something through the brackets with big washers on. So when I removed them, there was like a ring around it, they put quite a big washer on there. And when I'm putting the correct bumper bolts in, it had bare metal on show, so I had to prep and paint the rear bumper. But I'll show you that now. So there we have it, repainted the back panel. Like I say, it come off this line here, so it was quite a bit further down. It actually looks like the black's higher than the boot lid, but it's because there's no boot seal on there at the minute. When the boot lifts up a touch, it'll line up nicely. Like I say, now the pinstripe can go on off this top edge, and it should be good. As I said, painted the rear bumper too. Again, 2K satin black. Some of you will notice it's not a proper RS2000 bumper, it hasn't got the brackets on the end. It's just a cut down standard bumper. But anyway, yeah, did a big washes on there, so that's been repainted now. So I'm picking up some new bumper bolts, rear bumper bolts tomorrow from GS, and also, oh come on gimbal, wakey. Hello. No. There we go. I'm also picking up the little steel inserts that go in the boot lid, so I can get the black badge on. I've repainted the Escort badge. That's ready to fit. I just need the inserts and get that on. Get the RS2000 decal on. We're gonna get the lights on tomorrow. Rear bumper. I can also get the fuel tank in now. Got the customer supplied a filler neck, but it's one of the old style, really thick, awful ones. They've since been reproduced by Stage 1 Motorsport, and they're brilliant. Can't thank Trevor enough. Brilliant job. So I'm going to fit one of them, get the filler neck in, get the tank in, plumb the tank up, get the feed and return in on the bottom. I've got the got the bottom tank fitting, blasted, painted, blasted, primed and painted. I've got the filter to go on the bottom of that, give that a clean up. I've also got, just dropped it, new filler neck cork gasket, new gasket for the bottom of the tank fitting, and I've also got the foam ring to go on the bottom of the tank too. So pretty much everything to get the fuel tank in, so that's tomorrow's job. I've also got tomorrow morning delivered the sequential gearbox for the red Escort. So, excuse me, I'll probably spend tomorrow morning, maybe tomorrow, getting a lot of work done on Nora, and then I'm going to swap it over again and put the red one on the ramp and hopefully fit the engine and gearbox. I'm excited to show you that. Not nearly as much as excited as I am to hit it running and smash it through the gearbox, because I've never driven a car with sequential. Been in one, never driven one, but I'm excited. So tomorrow will be a big day, not just for Nora, but for old red. Anyway, that's all for now. I will update tomorrow. So there we have it. We've got a boot seal on there now. Boot lid lines up very nice. Happy with that. Backlights are in, fit pretty good considering the copy lights. Now, I've not actually changed anything on the side, I've just repainted it. The only thing I've changed is the height. Yeah, quite happy with that. Lights are all in, all working properly. I tried fitting a brand new reproduction boot seal, and lo and behold, it was too thick and the boot lid wouldn't even shut. Now it's shutting quite nice. It's up a little bit on the sides, but I'm sure it'll flatten out. Been pretty good for copy lights. All working. The only thing you can't test is the reverse lights, because I don't have the little black piece of wire with like the press stud that goes onto reverse switch. I think it's got a little bullet connector on it. I need to get one of them. So I can't test the reverse lights yet, but indicators, brake lights, side lights, all working. So I'm quite happy with that. What I'm going to do now is fit the... I was going to go home, and then I thought, well, I'm here now. Inner arch covers. Picked these up from Aldridge, I think it was. And expensive, 20 odd quid. So you've got the vinyl covers and you've got the backing as well. So I've just trial fitted a back seat in there. I've only got the upright, I haven't got the base. It's not the actual seat for this, but it's a seat. So I've just marked out where they need to be, because these are only quite small compared to the ones I'm used to using. So marked it out, I'll get them cleaned up, some good old spray adhesive, and get these in. And then I'm going home, because it's about 10:30 at night on a Monday. I've got to be back early in the morning to take delivery of the gearbox for the red one. So I'll get these knocked out quick and then I'm off home. So that's the foam backing stuck in place. You can see, pretty straightforward. Clean it up, a bit of oh god, fumes are getting to me already. I just used a bit of panel wipe, clean up the tub. There's no grease or dust or anything on there, and then spray adhesive both the tub and the arch liner. Stick it on. I always try and stay away from this edge a bit, because what I found in the past, yeah, this is a nasty repair. What I found in the past is if you go right up to the edge with the foam, you have a problem getting your rear quarter card on. You have to push off the foam, so try and stay away from the edges. Probably give 5-10 mil down the edge, just so your rear quarter card fits alright. And you always get creases in this, but I try and make sure the creases are out the way so you won't see them. It's just a funny old shape. Maybe you don't always get creases in. I always do, but I'm not a trimmer, so you live and learn. There we have it, arch liners in. What job ticked off? Are they perfect? Probably not. Are they done? Yes, they are. It's late at night and I'm going home. I think once the quarter cards are in, the seats are in, you probably won't even notice them. Never mind. Hello, it's Tuesday night. Not really filmed anything today. Just been carrying on with Nora, as you can see in the background. I'll show you what I've been up to today. So basically, I think yesterday got the back panel painted. Well, I say it was painted, it was already painted, but it was a little bit low. I don't think it's 100% correct on the sides, but the problem is it's already painted as wide as it can be, really, so I can't start correcting that. But the height's good. Lines up the tailgate nice. Got the backlights in. Here we can show them. Backlights are all in, working. Escort. I got the 3 little clips from GS Classic 4s this morning, so get the badge on. Got the RS2000 decal on. Got the backlights in, all working, sitting nice. Rear bumper I got painted yesterday because when they painted it, it had a washer on one of the bolts, so when I tried putting a proper bumper bolt in, you could see bare metal, so I flatted that down. Bit of primer, some satin black. Got it on there, bit of messing around with bumper brackets because it was reproduction bumper brackets, so he wasn't quite bent as they should be, but I don't know why my camera's gone out of focus. There we go. Got them sorted, so the bumper's sitting nice. Got the end caps on, got them sitting nice, number plate lights in. Got the full exhaust on it. It's got a Sportex twin box system. Tailpipe was a little bit damaged, been scuffed and had some overspray and stuff on, so I just scotched that down and give it a lick of paint just so it looks a bit fresh. Yeah, looks good. I think last night I got the arch guards, arch vinyl covers in, and today got the rear bulkhead in too. Just click the lights on. I think it's got a bit of a bad earth problem on the back, maybe. Oh, and now the indicators have stopped working, full stop. I think the battery's flat. That'll be why. Yeah, battery's going really flat on the car. But yeah, get an idea. When my gimbal decides to play the game. There you go. Yeah, get an idea. All looking good. Yeah, you see all the lights flashing. Battery must be really flat. Yeah. What you'll also notice is it's now got no glass. Because one, it's got no headlining, so the glass has to come out to fit the headlining so it can tuck up, you know, glue to the top of the door edge, glue around the windows, etc. So it's got a brand new headline that's got to go in, so all the glass has to go out for that. The other reason is all the glass is scratched, then we've got a brand new bronze tint glass set coming from Ricky Evans Windscreens, I think it's called, Ricky Evans Motorsport in Tamworth. That should be here any day now. And the third reason the glass has to come out is because although it's painted around the windows satin black and generally it's right, you know, everything looks good. On the rear pillar here, the trim comes down to here, the black C-pillar trim, and as you can see it'll come to, I think it comes to about here, and the black stops short, so all I have to do is flat off this edge, scotch all this. I've marked out on the fine line tape where the bottom line needs to come to, so basically it's going to come to there and just swoop in just to finish it off, and then I'll have to mask out the rest of it, mask out the car and repaint, which is a massive pain having to do all that just for that little piece. But as you know, if I just paint this satin black, chances are it won't match up to this or even the dividing channel for the wind there, so I'm just going to paint a lot just to be sure it all matches up. And it'll also match the back panel as well because it's the same satin black. So yeah, bit of a pain, but needs must. That's what I'm on with now. I've just popped all the glass out. Pretty straightforward, just a little pry bar, little plastic pry bar so it doesn't damage anything, and just put a bit of pressure on the glass and push it out. Yeah, that's my job for tonight. I'll crack on, get it all matched up, get all the satin black scotched down and get it painted. I'm ready for a headlining tomorrow, and hopefully the glass set will be here any day now. Oh, another thing, you might notice it's now got a fuel cap. That's because it also has fuel tank. Ta-da! Brand new fuel tank, brand new filler neck from Trevor at Stage 1 Motorsport, which fitted a treat. Got the overflow, the breather pipe coming in. I just need to put you can't really see it, but there's a little rubber pipe that comes out and pops out the back panel, just behind the bumper there, little vent. Just got to put that in. And I've also got to put the sender unit in. I'm yet to clean that up and test it, make sure it's working. And then I can put the return line into it, but the feed to the engine is plumbed into the tank. It's just the return that needs plumbing into the sender unit. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm going to carry on scotching, prepping, masking, and get this black done tonight. Looking all right. So we're back again, working on Nora. It's a little update. I think last night I was starting to, I can't actually remember what I filmed last night, but anyway, last night popped all the windows out, started masking up the car and prepped around the windows, all the satin black, because although it looked nice, it was just wrong on the C-pillars at the back where the trim was on it. I'll show you now anyway, it's easy to just show you then explain it. So basically, the satin black had already been done around the windows and pretty much all of it was good, apart from this come up here, and hard to see, but it come up and went up here, so sort of stopped short here, and it looked stupid when the C-pillar trim was on. So masked up the full car, wet flatted the edge off so it wasn't obvious, scotched the rest of it and repainted it in 2K satin black. But the problem was I was concerned because it was originally done a little bit glossier. Well, it was painted glossier. Now I know it shouldn't be that glossy, so I've had it done in satin black so it looks proper. So I couldn't just paint the back, I also had to paint the front door as well, and all the gutter trim and all the obviously inside. You can see if my gimbal wakes up, all inside here is done as well. So it was hours of masking up to do very little work, but it looks better, looks more authentic. The only thing left to paint is the dividing channel that separates the quarter light from the drop glass, because that's still done in quite a glossy black. But I've run out of paint, so I'll get some more paint tomorrow, get that scotched down, excuse me, get that painted, and then that's done. I had a delivery today of a brand new bronze tint glass set from Ricky Evans Motorsport. I've opened the box, I've not got any of it out yet, but brand new glass set in there. The only thing I'll have to do is pop the steel frames off the bottom of the drop glass and bond them to the new drop glass. Then that can go in. Well, it can't actually, because another thing is it's got no headlining. The customer supplied a new headlining, and I'm not knocking it, but as soon as I started putting any tension on it, the stitching started popping. It was a brand of headline I've never used before. I've always used East Kent trims, and I'm not saying they're perfect, but I've had pretty good results with them. And this one wasn't an East Kent. I'm not going to give the name away, but as soon as I started putting any tension on it, the stitching started popping, and I hadn't even really got that much tension in it because it was still quite saggy. So sadly, I was looking forward to, well, I wasn't looking forward to it. I hate doing headlinings, but I wanted to get the headlining in and get all the glass in, and it was a big step forward. Sadly, that's not to be. I've just had to order another headlining. Hopefully that'll be here, well, soon as really. Other things are done. Got the rear bulkhead in, got the wing mirrors on. What else? I think that's it for the time being. Got another job in today, so I didn't get to spend much time on this one today. But yeah, obviously got the C-pillar trims on now, new C-pillar fitting kit, and C-pillars are on. Yeah, just looks a little bit neater. A lot of work to rectify something so small, but it stood out, especially black against Nordic Blue. It was really quite obvious, and it bugged me from the minute I seen the car. In fact, when I walked into the car to see the car for the first time, I walked in and seen this rear quarter. As soon as I walked in, I noticed the black on the back panel was too low, and this like just stood out, just really obvious. Anyway, it's rectified now. It's starting to look good. I'm quite happy with it. I'm just gutted about that headlining because I was on a bit of a roll. I was getting through the jobs, and that's just a little setback, little hold up. But these things happen. I'm sure the new one will be here soon enough, and I'll be able to get it in and get all the glass in. Exhaust on as well, don't know if I've shown you that. Sportex 2.25 inch twin box system. Can't even talk. Should sound alright. I'll tell you what I'm going to do next. I'll get the tank breather in. Nice easy job. That can't really go wrong, can it? Famous last words. So it's Saturday morning, end of another week with Nora. Got a fair few bits done this week. Quite happy with progress. Only one setback, being the headlining. But I've got another one ordered. That should be here early next week, so I can get that done. Start getting some glass in there and get some interior in properly. I'll be picking all the seats and door cards and wheels up early next week. So once the glass is in, you can build all the interior. Looking forward to seeing full interior in it. Some glass, new glass. Now we're on the subject of glass. This is the original drop glass out of Nora. It's all scratched and had window tints on it, and so we've ordered a brand new glass set, but the brand new glass set doesn't come with the channels that go on the bottom, so carefully unpick them. Gotta be very careful or you'll break the glass. Basically, originally it just had this rubber and then this pushed on. What I do is clean them all up, and I put a little bit of, just a little touch of Tiger Seal in there just to make sure it sticks proper, and then a little touch more in the channel, and bond them all onto the new glass, and then the new glass can be fitted, which is sat in this big box from Ricky Evans. There's also a heated windscreen for Scarlett. That's the name. I've been told by the customer, Scarlett, the Tarmac Arch Mark II. Anyway, back to Nora. We've got a full exhaust system on now. The only thing I've not got on, I've got to work out what to do, is some exhaust rubbers because it doesn't fit great. So I'll have to work something out with that. We've got back brakes. I can't remember what I showed you in the video. But yeah, exhaust's on. We're not far off starting it. Hopefully next week I'll have run it for the first time. It's got to put some gearbox oil in it, fill the diff up, put the sender unit in, I put some fuel in it, plug leads, rocker cover, and give it a go. It is currently on an AccuSpark, so I'll start it up on the AccuSpark, make sure the engine's healthy and runs, and then that'll be getting pulled out, and it'll either be getting a Beztec or a H&H, I'm not sure yet, not decided, but really needs to make a decision soon and get one ordered. All fuel tanks in now, all bolted up, return lines in. I'll show you what's going on up top. So a quick recap, corrected the black on the back panel. This now comes off the boot lid at the right height, so all the pinstripes can go on in the right position. Escort badge on, RS2000 decal, rear bumper painted, end caps on. Corrected the black around the windows when the camera wakes up. So now, because it did curve up here and look stupid, it's corrected now. Also repainted, because this was quite a gloss colour. Didn't want to try and match it, so I just repainted all around the doors, all around the windows, gutter trims, the lot. A lot of work to just rectify something so stupid, but it needed doing. C-pillar trims are on. Carpet's in. That's like the original carpet. The customer supplied the original carpet and a reproduction two-piece one, which is a lot thicker. From experience, they don't fit great. They're okay, but it'll never fit as good as an original one. To be fair, the original one's pretty good, so for me it's a no-brainer, original one. We got the handbrake gaiter in with the little surround painted and fitted. Seat belts in. Well, the seat belts on the tunnel, still got to fit the ones to the pillars and the floor, but there's no point because the rear quarter cards aren't in, the sill trims aren't in. Got the gear stick gaiters on, wing mirrors, door mirrors, sorry, not wing mirrors. It's got both its mirrors now. What else? Oh, some new zinc bolts in the engine bay just to make it look pretty. Strut top's all torqued up, locked up. Started building this door up in a door handle, bars and whatnot. Ready, it's basically ready for the glass now. I had to repaint the dividers because obviously there was a gloss compared to the rest of it. So first job next week will be bond the guides into the new glass, get the dividers in, all the new glass, get this door built. I need to put the interior door handle and bar on that side and a couple of other bits and pieces, then I can get that door built. Like I say, hopefully headline will be here early next week and get that in, and then get all the rest of the glass fitted. That's a big step forward. Need to check in with past parts to see where they're up to with the servo, because that's going to be a hold up. I'm hoping next week the rocker cover will be back from the machine shop as well and get that on. Yeah, all coming together. One concern I've got is the bumper. The grille has been painted in this, I'd say satin, but it's quite glossy for satin. And the headlight cowls haven't been painted. Now I need to try and match this level of satin with these, otherwise they're going to look stupid. So I may have to paint the cowls and the grille. We'll see what it looks like. But yeah, that's progress this week. No, it doesn't look like it's changed a great deal, but I've got some of the jobs that I've been putting off, like painting around the windows and the back panel. I've been putting them off because I know it's quite a pain for such a small job. Such a large amount of labour and time for such a small job, but it's done. So I was hoping the headlining would have gone in and it would have freed up, well, hello camera. It would have, these things were, like the back panel was holding me up. I couldn't get the bumper on, couldn't get the lights in, couldn't get the fuel tank in. So there were so many little jobs that could be done after the back panel was painted. Same with the black around the windows. Now that that's done, all the headlining can go in, glass can go in. It just opens the door for so much work. So, yeah, all being well, by the end of next week, it'll have a headlining, glass, interior, maybe even running. We'll see. But you'll have to tune in for that next week. That's it for this week. I have also filmed some content for Scarlett because a new fancy gearbox and clutch, flywheel, all sorts is here. So I'll be putting a video out for that car possibly next week. I might even try and do a midweek. If I get a chance to edit the video for Scarlett, I might put that out middle of next week. See how that goes. See whether people actually watch it. I try and keep all my videos to a Sunday, but we'll try a midweek one, see how it goes. If I get time, that is. But as usual, thanks for watching. And if you want to see more Nora content or even Scarlett content, then please hit the subscribe button. Give it a like, share it. It all helps. Small channel. We need all the help we can get. Thank you and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you in the next video.